Linked dimensions go hand in hand with equations, and to create a linked dimension, all we need to really do is define a dimension. So in this case here, I'm going to make a line. I'm going to go ahead and add a smart dimension to the line. And right at this point here, I have the ability to either type in a dimension, or if I click on the equal sign, it automatically gives me the option to link to a global variable, a function, or a file property. So I already have two global variables defined. So I'm going to go ahead and choose A, which is 100 millimeters. Click on OK. You can see it shows it's a linked variable using that sigma in front of there, and then you have 100 millimeters. Now I can also make a linked variable without using any of the global variables by choosing another line like this, and then saying equal. In this case here, instead of choosing one of these, I'm just going to go ahead and choose another item in my drawing. In this case here, I'm going to choose this dimension. So it's going to be D1 at sketch 1. Click OK. Now these match. So anything I change this one to will automatically change this. Now this is controlled by the equation, so they'll automatically both be based upon that A value. I can also do the same thing over here and say a value like this is equal to, and then I can choose a global variable, or I can choose another line or equation. So in this case here, I'm going to choose that A value again, but then I'm going to go ahead and minus 30 millimeters. So now I'm going to create actually a function inside of that. Click on OK, and that defines it as 70. This line up here, let's go ahead and make that line, oh, not that line, sorry, this line over here. And again, we'll make this one equal to this dimension here. Click OK, and there it is. Now when I want to go ahead and define this as a extrude, let's go up to features, extrude this out. I'm going to type in 30 as my dimension, but I don't have to type a real dimension here. I can also go back and use that equals command. So equals global variables. But I also have the ability to select a linked variable from inside of here. So I can click on this dimension here, D1 at sketch 1, and click OK. Now all those are all linked together, and if I want to take a look at them, I can come back over here to equations, right click and click on manage equations. And you can see here's my global variables up here, but then here's my equations defining what each one of these is and what that equates to. So that's the basics for using linked variables. You're going to be using linked variables and global variables extensively in the exam, so make sure you're very familiar with how to establish each one of these things and how to quickly change the values of the global variables so that everything updates in your model very quickly.